Hi, my name's Costas.
I'm Chris.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Magazine.
Yes, competition last week. We had quite a few winners. If you didn't get the answer, the clue was Die Rocks, and the answer
was David Stone.
David Stone. So, well, we think a few people got it right.
We think one person got it right and everyone copied it.
I think I've fed the floor in our plan. That may be true, but who cares? The answer was David Stone. So we've got a few winners there. Do you want to reach into the hat, pull out a winner? Okay.
This week's winner is James Nicholas.
Nicholas or Nicholas?
Or Nicholas? No, I think it's
Nicholas. Okay, James, if you want to get in touch, we'll be sending you some stuff out in the post. Pop that in there. Thank you very much. Well done, James. Right then, so this week's show,
we've actually got two really good products. We say that every week, but this week we've got
I think people probably realise by now that we're not going to review things we don't like.
No,
I think that's fair to say.
But we
like some things more than others, right?
We've been waiting to review Polka Test 2.0 for a long time.
Yeah, it's been out of stock at Murphy's for a while. They've come back in. Now, this is something that I use. I do use this. In fact, the one that I'm going to show you, you'll see in the performance, is the one that I've been carrying around with me for the last few months. Okay, so although it's not a brand new effect, it's back into stock. So we'll be looking at that. And also,
I'm excited about this one.
Yes, Benz Coin Bender. We'll talk about it later on,
yeah.
But this is, I think you're going to like this. This is something special. And finally, a blast from the past. It's not that old, is it? But it kind of flew under the radar a little bit.
Well, we had a customer phone up and order one and never came up to pick it up. So we thought.
So we had a look at it.
Yeah,
we had a look at it, and it's kind of cool. So
if you're watching this show, we've got it here for you.
Yeah, you have some money. Right. So that's it. On with the show.
The first one sold this week is Polka Test 2 by Erik Casey.
Let's have a look at live performance. This isn't really a magic trick as such, right? It's an observation test. Are you feeling bright today? I'm going to give you 5 seconds to look at these cards. Right, I'm going to ask some questions. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Okay, so the first question is, how many cards were there? 5. Yeah, brilliant. So the next question, they get harder, right? What colour was? What was on the face of the bottom card?
The face?
Yeah, on the front.
Nothing.
Oh, see, you're so close. What about the others? What about the other faces?
What
about the other faces?
They were black.
No, it was a wrong. I'll tell you, we'll finish with an easy question. What colour were the backs?
Well, I'm colourblind, I think they were blue.
Blue? Oh, I think you're drunk, you should pack up and go home.
I told you I was colourblind.
Now, what a great packet trick.
Yes, I agree.
Fantastic packet trick.
This is something that I've been using for a while. Don't use it all the time. I use it. I would say I use it at every show at some point during my the evening. The nice thing about it is there's so many different ways to present it. It doesn't necessarily give you the performance that you've just seen is the script that he uses on the DVD.
There's actually 5 different things on this DVD, isn't there?
There's a few different types. The nice thing about this is it shows you how he makes up the set. Okay, it shows you what the product is that he uses. I'm not going to go into what it is here, but it shows you what it is. It's something that you can easily get hold of. And then there's some bonus ideas on the disc off him and off one of his magician friends. And some of the ideas on there are really, really good. Now, I've been using that particular set for, I don't know, maybe 4 months or so. And it's been sat in my cards wallet. And to be honest, they still work really well. You know, I was worried that it was gonna run out or whatever, and it still works really well. So it's a really nice thing. It's well put together.
It's very deceptive,
and the reactions you get are excellent. Now, the nice thing about it, I didn't do it in the performance, is you can actually reset it in front of people's eyes, and they see the cards instantly change back, and then you just put it back into the envelope. And you're ready to go again.
Well, I've been trying to get them in stock for months, and they've been out of stock.
Well, the first lot sold out quite quickly, didn't they? I never actually saw the original routine. The original routine, you know, it's the same routine, but he's found a better way of making up the gimmicks. Okay, so basically, yeah, that's what you get. You get a DVD with the cards, the gimmicks all made up in the envelope, and literally, you know, you'll be able to perform this 5 minutes after watching the DVD.
You're gonna have there's a lot of fun with this trick, because you sort of there's quite a bit of banter involved in this trick if you do
there can be
the observation test.
Yeah, the way I do it, I personally, I'm not keen on the observation test because you're challenging people a little bit too much. This is just my personal thing. So when I'm doing it at a paid show, I do it as a sober test. I'm just going to test how much you've had to drink.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of fun. People think it's funny. And then when you show the red backs at the end, I'll say to them, oh, yeah, you're obviously drunk. And that gets a bit of a laugh. And then I'll put the cards away and I'll do something else. So, but the observation test, yeah, I mean, if it works for you, why not?
No, absolutely. It's for $18.99, you got something that pretty much guarantee you will be using.
I think so. You'll be able to, you can do it straight away. The angles are bulletproof.
Well,
it's a really nice visual opener at a table and stuff.
There's no sleight of hand.
Nope.
It's self-working.
Yep.
Virtually instant reset.
Yep.
And it's a winner. It's very visual.
Yep. Yeah, all of those things. You can't. I mean, it's a good product.
I can't fault it in any way. Okay, the only fault I can find from this is
I can't fault it in any way.
I have to take the shrink wrap off the case.
Do you want me to do that for you?
No, there's absolutely no negatives whatsoever.
No, it's a really good product. So if you like the look of the performance, it is literally, if you can spread a fan of cards, you can do this trick. Okay, so that is the Poker Test
Highly
2
recommended
by Erik Casey.
This week's second once over is a brand new product by Sean Fields and Murphy's Magic Supplies, and it's Benz. Let's watch a performance of what you can do with this, and we'll come back.
Simon, have you got a coin I could borrow?
I have,
please?
yes.
Fantastic. And I need to borrow your finger.
Okay,
if I could.
I've got 10.
Yeah, a pointy finger will do. Perfect. Right, the 10p, what I want you to do, go without touching it, go really close. Really close. No, don't touch it, just close, closer.
Oh my god. Ah!
Wow.
You can keep that.
On magic.
Magic
I've got
fingers.
superpowers.
That's right.
Always said I had magic fingers.
Now you've seen a performance of what you can do with this.
Yeah, and I've got to be honest, a completely rubbish something by me. You know, but that just shows the power of the routine, because the inbuilt misdirection and stuff, they didn't notice.
They really love this. Now,
Yeah.
What is this gimmick? Now, the gimmick is a coin bending gimmick.
Yes. Now let us just say straight away, this isn't a real-time bend that you can do during the routine. It enables you to pre-bend a coin
On the fly.
on the fly. Okay. So the one thing I do like about this is the fact that it's natural looking. It can sit on your keyring. The price of it is quite low compared to other coin bending tools.
It's very cheap. It's £27.
So you know, it's something that I've got to be honest. I do a coin bending routine using a more expensive gimmick.
Yeah.
Okay, and very often, I mean, I only carry it with me when I'm performing, so I don't have it with me all the time because it's expensive. I don't want to lose it, and I'll be out and about, and someone will say, "Can you do that trick where you bend the coin?" And I can't. So now I've got this on my keyring. You know, you've got to move away from the spectators for a second, but I can do it.
I guess there's an argument saying, well, surely if you get a spectator to sign the coin and you can bend it right in front of them at that moment in time, it's better. But the old traditional way was a pre-bent coin anyway.
Well,
and if you do coin magic, you switch coins in all the time, so you're not doing anything different to what you used to do.
I've got experience in coin bending, right? And the only way I've ever done coin bending is by having the coin signed and doing it and putting the bending in front of them. Right? That's the way I've always done it since I've been doing coin bending. And the performance that you've just seen is the first time that I've ever done it that way without having it signed, and it made no difference to the reactions at all.
Well, the reactions were exactly the same.
Exactly
weren't they?
the same.
You wouldn't have got no one, because the spectator doesn't know if you bent it then or pre-bent it. They don't know that kind of stuff.
If you do what I did, which is a visible bend, then they see the coin bending in front of their eyes. So as far as they're concerned, that's when the bend happens, when it's visibly bending in front of them. Now when you watch the video, by the way, you don't get any instructions or anything with this. You literally just get a link and a password to the videos and stuff that teach you.
And there's a lot of material on there as well.
There is, and what Sean does is he teaches some really cool switches. He does the Derek Dingle bounce change, and he does something, I can't remember what he called it, but when he did this, it was absolutely, you couldn't see how he'd switched the coin, and his hands were empty at the end. It was really nice. So he's got some great ideas and some nice presentations there, so you can tell that he's been doing this coin bending routine for a long time using that.
Absolutely, it's very deceptive.
Yeah,
very good.
so I mean, really, for this, 20 odd quid.
So
right.
the gimmick is this.
Yeah.
You place a coin in between these two things.
Anything, you can put a key in there.
Anything that fits through these two
anything
gaps,
that fits through there, yeah.
And you just bend it.
Now, the ideal coin I found playing around with it was a UK 10p, and in the video he uses a quarter. With bent pennies and 20 pences you can do. 2p was a little bit too big.
Too wide.
It was a little bit too big. It was a little bit too wide. So bear that in mind.
The gimmick is really well made.
It's really well made.
This is done. Some really impressive work for this, and I just dropped it. Luckily, that's my one.
It's still in one piece. So it's well made. It's something you can carry around with you all the time, and it's I'm going to pick one up just for when I haven't got my other coin bender with me. I can just do it on the fly.
And if you were on the fence of doing coin bending because one of the price of other gimmicks out there, or the switching involved with a pre-bent coin or that kind of stuff, well, this is an ideal product because one, it's only £28. You get a lot of material on the explanations. You learn some switches. You will learn how to be a coin bender in no time.
The one thing as well before we finish is previously, if you're using a pair of pliers or whatever, you've got to pre-bend a load of coins before you leave for the evening. Okay, so now you pre-bend a coin, you get to the gig, you borrow a 10 pence or whatever coin you've got, you bend it, and then as you walk into the next table, you've now got the spectators before. You've got their 10 pence, and as you walk in between tables, all you've got is a key in your hand. You can put the work into the coin, and you're ready to go again. Okay?
And if you try bending coins with pliers, it's not as easy as it sounds. It is easy. What I'm trying to get at
you need
is
2 pairs of pliers, don't you?
Yeah, and with this, you got one gimmick that's always on you, but the bend is so easy to do.
It is really. Yeah,
it's very easy. You're
just literally just doing this, So
it's very simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's for £28, something that you're going to have on with you all the time, so you can go into a coin bending routine. I would definitely recommend Benz.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. I would recommend it to everyone. This week's Q&A, the question was, what do you think of TV magicians?
Yeah, this was sent to us by one of our viewers, and yeah, we had quite a few responses. Some of them we're going to read out, some of them
we won't.
we'll leave it. But yeah, I mean, the general gist of it is this: it's the cheating, really. As people have termed it, using CGI and camera trickery for stuff, and people aren't keen on it, really. The general consensus seems to be there's enough good magic out there that you can do stuff without resorting to it.
Absolutely. However, one of the comments on this was, it is TV magic.
I mean, I remember when David Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, and he walked through the wall of China. It's an illusion. He couldn't have done that if he was really standing there. So, I don't know. I mean, some of the things I've seen are pretty are pretty ridiculous. I mean, I quite like, I'll be honest with you, I quite like stuff like with Dynamo when he walked across the Thames and that. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a really good thing. But I've seen another thing where, you know, you've seen someone like vanish in thin air and then appear somewhere else like 2 seconds later. I mean, you know, it's just...
But saying that, how many people have you come across that don't like Dynamo?
Not many. Most people love it.
We get people go to the cafe and come in and goes, can you do that Dynamo trick?
Yeah, they love it, yeah.
Can you put my phone in my bottle or something? And you think, well, it's impossible to do.
Can you walk on water? That's what I say to me at shows. Can you walk on water? And I always say, yeah.
But it's helping. I believe it's helping people, irrespective of what we think of the magic itself.
Gets people talking.
As magicians, it gets people talking.
Yeah.
And from the business side of things, it's helped sales.
Well,
without a doubt.
There's several things that happen when there's good TV magic on television. It brings new people into magic. Yeah, for a start off. Performing magicians' bookings go up when there's good TV magic on TV. And magic dealers, you know, tend to do better because there's more new people coming in as well. So it's a win-win-win. So really, I guess most of the comments are about the quality. It's not so
also
much...
the interesting thing you just said about you get bookings when there's good TV magic.
Of course, yeah.
And you would say Dynamo is good TV magic. It gets people talking about it.
Of course. I tell you,
but saying that, you won't be able to do the stuff that they rave about when they see Dynamo and stuff. But it's your job as a performer to do a good performance anyway.
Absolutely.
So it's a way of you getting that extra gig.
Well, I'll tell you who really impressed me in his last couple of shows was David Blaine. He's gone back to the traditional street style of magic, and he's basically was doing and getting reactions from the stuff that we did. Yeah. You know, so I'm thinking if Blaine's now gone back to that, then maybe it's because it seems to be the UK magicians or the UK magic programs that are doing this. And then of course you've got that other one on TV at the moment. Where is it now? You see it. Again, does it always show magicians up in a good light? I'm not sure. So we'll read out a couple of people's answers. So the first one, James Fortune, says he meant to try Troy for years while he was a member of the Young Magicians Club and the Magic Circle. He's delighted to see him with his chosen career and stuff. But he also goes on to say, I think the public will be ready for a prime-time magic show where, like in the Paul Daniels show, magic and allied arts are performed live in front of the camera. Variety's dead on TV, isn't it?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? The TV, and it's mentioned in a couple of these responses as well, is that the magician is taken for his looks.
That's why I've been on the television.
Yeah, it's all about
embarrassing bodies.
It's all about how many views they can get per show. So they probably see all these modern magicians.
So you're saying someone like Paul Daniels will never get back onto primetime TV?
It might not, because they might see people have moved. You know, the genre moves. So
well, you look at the last two magicians that have gone on primetime TV and done well on. For example, Britain's Got Talent was Darcy Oak and the year before James Moore. James Moore. Now both of these guys really talented first and foremost, but easy on the eye as well, you know. And they were getting.
They're young, energetic.
Yeah. So maybe there's
a bit like Don, the camera guy.
Absolutely. So a few more comments then. Stephen Feldman, good magic on TV is a very good thing. Bad magic is not. That's a fair comment. Mark Waddington, I think there's no such thing as TV magicians anymore. If you think about the way that TV works, they all have a huge team of advisors behind them, writing tricks, researching stuff, crafting gimmicks, etc. The TV magician is nothing more than a presenter. I have it on good authority that in many cases, some get given the trick only a day or so before performing the filming. So they don't have time to actually perfect the trick. It's a bit like me on this show in some weeks. After all, most weeks. I now think, and he's saying what we've just said, I now think that commissioners just look for the right looking person for a show, not necessarily a talented person. Good point, Mark. Yeah, absolutely.
Hence why you on this show.
Well, yeah, I'm here for my looks.
Absolutely.
Not my talent. Ain't got any. Alex Fisher, all TV magicians of old also had advisors. He's responding to Mark Waddington's post here. So what he's talking about, Doug Henning, for example,
yeah, but
had a team of advisors.
Magic nowadays has become a bit more sophisticated, a bit more technical, isn't it? It's a bit more of the impossible factor.
Do you know what I really used to enjoy? When I was a kid growing up watching the Paul Daniels show, it wasn't always the magic.
It was the variety.
It was the other stuff. It was like my favourite, absolute favourite was Hans Moretti. Every time Hans Moretti was on the Paul Daniels Magic Show, I used to love it. You know, it was just brilliant. So yeah, I kind of miss it. There's no variety on TV.
But, you know, it just takes one TV company to take a big, I suppose, gamble and hoping it would work.
Yeah. Craig Frith, hats off to him if he gets people talking about magic, which is a good thing. Paul Gordon comes up with an interesting post here. Magic should only be seen live, it never works properly on telly, and modern TV magicians don't seem to do much magic, they do stunts. It's not the same thing. Interesting.
It's
an interesting point.
It's a valid point to a certain degree, I think.
I don't like watching magic on telly anymore.
I can't remember how many magic shows I watched the past 5 years. I've watched one episode of Dynamo, the first one, because he performed the travelling deck, and that was the only one I watched. And how many series has he got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 million? I don't know.
I don't watch TV magic either. So that's an interesting point, isn't it? Really, what you know.
I recorded the one. Which one was the Christopher and O'Brien part of Killer Magic or something? Whatever. I had one episode recorded and I watched 5 minutes of it and I had to turn it off.
Why?
It's just no. To me, I prefer to watch.
I prefer watching magic live.
Yeah, magic live, and also like we go back to the Wayne Dobson and Paul Daniels eras. You know, that was nice viewing magic.
Well, it was all in those days. It was all about the performance.
If I want to see the impossible, I would take something off the shelf that we can't perform because it's unrealistic, and watch these trailers that people produce.
But going back to what you just said, though, Paul Daniels and Wayne Dobson and people like that, they were. I mean, they probably weren't even the best magicians around, but they were brilliant entertainers. They could entertain. You watch Paul Daniels do his card to wallet routine, and it's an absolute lesson.
Now, my criticism earlier is not down criticism to the performers.
No,
it's a criticism.
It's the format, isn't it? It's what TV wants.
To all the magic shows out there, you're talking about Troy, Dynamo, and whatever other magic show out there. I just don't. I can't watch it.
No.
I can't watch it. Like I can't watch a magic DVD, I fall asleep. I can't watch a magic show because I don't like the style of magic.
Gary Jones, I think all the new crop of magicians are probably very good at magic, but the one thing is they're not performing normal magic. As Paul said, they're just doing stunts, except for Darren Brown, who is just brilliant. Fair comment, guys. Nearly there, nearly done, folks. Mark Holdwood, when I was younger, I used to get really excited about watching programmes like Wayne Dobson, Paul Daniels, Doug Henning, Lance Burton, and so on. Stuff the White Rabbit, which was fantastic.
That was great, wasn't it?
All those magic specials, now I rarely watch any.
Yeah, it's what I just said, isn't it?
It's coming back to the entertainment factor, isn't it? Daniels, Lance Burton, and especially Stuff the White Rabbit, that was brilliant.
Maybe if I was, maybe if I had a full-time job and I was a budding hobbyist magician, maybe I would go home and look forward to seeing one of these shows in the evening.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But you live and breathe this business, and you see, some really good magic, you see some really poor magic, and it's completely different to what you see on TV, and it's sort of there's no element of excitement when you're watching these shows. Like Dynamo, he's a fantastic lad. He's very talented at what he does. Troy is the same. D. Christopher O'Brien and everyone else part of his show. They're great people. They're really good at what they do. But it's just all boils down to the concept of the show.
They're performing what TV are demanding.
Well, at the end of the day, they're doing the right thing because it's getting views.
Yeah.
If they did the tricks that you do at a restaurant gig or a wedding, people wouldn't be watching that TV.
No.
And then people wouldn't be talking about magic. So you would be losing out gigs because the gig that you did last night, for example, that saw a TV show and thought, oh, I would like one of those people at my event, you would all lose that to a certain degree.
Well, it certainly had some interesting points there, and we had a few comments that was a little bit more scathing that we chose not to read out. But yeah, no, that was.
Do you know what I think of it sometimes is? You see on Facebook people criticising Dynamo, for example. It's because they're jealous they're not on TV.
Somebody actually said that. Someone basically said, as for our opinions of the TV magicians, we should just admit that we're mostly just jealous that it isn't us up there. So James Nichols actually said that. Anyway, some great points. Thank you very much. That's the question and answers for this week. Thank you.
The Lookout wallet. It's our blast from the past.
Blast from the past, the Lookout wallet. Let's have a quick look at the trailer.
You were a stick man.
Yeah.
With the mustache?
Oh, like sad
face.
Sad stick guy.
And you added an extra detail to this in your mind only. What did you add?
A hat.
A hat. That's interesting because I actually drew a stick man with a hat.
What the? That's insane.
He's wearing a hat.
Nice job. Thanks so much.
Nice job, dude. That's great. That we talk occasionally.
Okay, so I get the feeling that sometimes while you're out and about, you see a couple together that look awfully happy, and you say, I wonder why things didn't work out with Corey. Who were you thinking of?
Corey.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Oh.
This is the Lookout wallet. Of all the Peak wallets on the market, I couldn't find one to meet all of my standards, so I had to design my own. I needed a wallet that had no slits on the outside, that can be freely handled by the spectator, and had a peak so deceptive that the only explanation could be real mind reading. It had to hold lots of business cards and had to be perfect for all types of settings. Let me show you what you can do with the Lookout. So I'm going to have you form an image and you're going to draw it on this card, okay?
Okay, what
It could be a simple image like a picture that you could recognize if you see it again.
Okay.
I'm going to look away while you do this
Okay.
so I can't see what you do. And when you're done, just slide it back into this window face down so that nobody can see it, and then close the wallet. And then I'll turn back around, okay?
Okay.
Alright? So put it in here. Anything. So put it face down, close this. I'm going to turn away while you do this. When you're done, just let me know.
Got it.
Okay. Did you happen to see what you drew on here? Could you hold on to that? Okay, hold on to that for 1 second. And I want you to think about what she drew. Okay? That is appearing between us right here on the screen. Okay, see it? Okay. I get the feeling this is something very pretty. It's not one of you, is it? Okay. So you hold your hand like this, Esmeralda? Just hold your hand like this for now. We're going to take it to see how close we got. So you drew a flower.
Yes.
Very nice. Let's see how close we got.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Animal. I got it right. Excellent. Thank you so much.
How did you do that?
So you were focusing on this while I was drawing what I was drawing. It's actually a really good match. Thank you so much.
He's sick. This guy is sick.
Where are they? Is this real and is this what is meant to be a common theme?
Right, so that was the Lookout wallet, and this is what it looks like. Okay, now I'll be totally brutally honest. When I first saw this, I was like, "Well, that doesn't look like a wallet," you know. And I was a little bit when I watched the DVD, and looked into it a bit further, it's actually really cool.
It is, isn't it?
It is because what it is you can carry around, you can basically carry with you a full pack of cards in here. So you can have a pack of cards with you, right? You can carry business cards, and it's a really, really good peak wallet. Now, when you see him do the peak, it's so natural and disarming and done on the offbeat, and he's literally, you know, he has it for a second like this. And he's got his peak.
And he does it with one hand.
He does it with one hand like this. Okay, so now literally I have got the peak here. Okay, and then I can just give that to somebody else to hold. And that's it. That's all you're doing very quickly, and you hand it out. It's a gesture. You get your peak. You give it to them. It's really, really well made. It's twice you put your hand out there, didn't you? Gee, I did that once 3 times, and they put their hand out. Oh, it's too easy. So yeah, essentially. Business card goes in there, face down, okay? They close the wallet up, and literally in that gesture that I've just given, you can pick the information. It's really well made, very, very deceptive.
It's much better than what we initially thought.
Well, I think what threw me...
You looked at it and you thought, that doesn't look like a wallet.
That's what threw me. It didn't look like anything I've ever seen before. I thought, well, how's that going to pass off a wallet? Well, it's not a wallet. And this opens up other possibilities because, you know, you see people who've got a peak wallet and then they bring out a different wallet because they've palmed a card in there and stuff. So now you've got a reason to bring out a different wallet. So you can load you can load a card to wallet, etc. And then if you want to go into a mentalism routine, you bring this out and it's a natural looking. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Once you've got a pack of cards in there and some business cards and stuff, I like it. I like it a lot more than I did when I first opened it. So if you're looking for a really, and it's got a good price too, is it about 45? Something like 45 pence. So you know it's really well made. It's going to last a long time. The peak is really deceptive, as you've seen on the trailers and stuff. So yeah, that's it really. I'd recommend it if you're looking for a peak wallet.
It's a bit of a lengthy show this week. We won't have one next week due to us being at the Blackpool Magicians Convention.
Yes, we'll be at Blackpool, so come and say hi, come and see our new releases.
Now, before we continue, what is the cryptic clue for the next competition, which is going to be in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, I forgot to do that at the start. So again, it's a famous magician, and the clue is David Dursley. Okay, that's your clue.
I have no idea what the answer is.
I've kept this from Costas to see whether he could work out. Okay, so the clue to a famous magician is David Dursley. All right.
Still have no clue.
Good. So that's worked then. So excellent. So you should be able to work it out. It's quite cryptic this week. Okay.
Now don't forget, if you at the Blackpool Magicians Convention and you come to the stand wearing either an orange or green hat and a superheroes t-shirt, we will give you a prize. We will give you something nice.
Something nice, yes.
So orange or green t-shirt and a
superhero.
And a superhero
You've got to have both, right?
You've got to have both.
Excellent. So well, that's it really. We'll get some scoops at Blackpool. Get the next show we'll talk about what was at Blackpool. What was the best things we saw. We'll try and get a little,
We're going to try and do a bit of filming for you to see some live performances from tricks from other creators.
Yeah, so it'll give you a bit, if you're not there, it'll give you a little bit of a flavour of what you've missed out on.
At the end of this show, we will put a brief performance of one of the Blackpool releases. Now, this particular product is not going to be released immediately after Blackpool. However, it is for sale at Blackpool. So if you are coming,
come and see us.
Come and see us.
Come and get one. When we get 2.
We've got 5 releases at Blackpool.
5, yeah.
I would say at least 4.5 of them are really good.
Yeah. So that's it. See you at Blackpool. If not, see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Completely shuffle pack of cards, all different. Yes.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I would.
Chris, I've actually wrote a prediction on the back of one of these playing cards.
Okay.
All right. And we'll come back to that later. Okay. Now, I'm going to get you to choose a card. Now, I'm not going to do it this way by sort of fanning them out and getting you to pick one. We're going to do this completely at random. Okay, totally at random. Okay. And the most random way I know of doing this is to use some dice. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's 3 there. pick them up, give them a couple of rolls, make sure that they roll different each and every time. Okay, that's very important.
Yep.
You happy with that?
Yep.
Right. Do you want to use 1, 2, or all 3 dice?
Let's use all 3 dice.
Okay. Give it a roll.
Just like that.
Happy there? Do you want to go again?
Yeah, I want one more time. Let's do that.
Okay.
There you go.
Again? Or
Yeah, no,
stay
that's
there?
fine, that's fine.
So do you want to add those up for me? That's 13, right?
13, yes.
Happy?
Yes, happy.
Perfect. Okay, so let's deal down to the 13th card.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh, create some mystery.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd have gone a few more cards, obviously it would have been different, right?
Yeah.
And you could have ended up on one of these.
Yeah.
Now, the card that I wrote my prediction on was the Ace of Spades.
Okay.
All right. Let me just find the Ace of Spades. There it is.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want you to read all of this at once, but
Okay.
first of all, the first part of my prediction, I'm going to show that to the camera. And I'm going to show it to you. It says that you will roll 13.
Yes, I did.
13.
You did roll
And it also says that you're going to select the 2 of Hearts.
2 of Hearts.
The 2 of Hearts. Would you like to turn that card over
Yes.
for me?
Have a look. And then indeed it is the 2
The
of
2 of
Hearts.
Hearts. Thank you.